It's 1963 in Anaheim, California, a city glowing under Disneyland's magic and pulsing with mid-century innovation. But far from the glitz and glamour, in a workshop alive with the crackle of welding sparks and the bite of gasoline fumes, a revolution is taking shape. Here, Bill Thomas, a man with relentless ambition and an audacious dream, is ready to challenge racing's biggest names. His weapon? A car unlike anything the world has ever seen. The workshop is chaos, but the good kind. Hammers pound, engines roar, and through it all, Thomas stands still, studying a sketch that could change everything. This isn't just a car, it's a statement. A rebellion against the Shelby Cobra's dominance and the status quo of American motorsport. The Bill Thomas Cheetah isn't just fast, it's fearless. A machine crafted with the soul of a dreamer and the determination of a fighter. And its story, it's just beginning. This wasn't about creating another flashy muscle car for weekend show-offs. This was a rebellion, a bold attempt to redefine American motorsport from the ground up. Bill Thomas and his scrappy team didn't have million-dollar budgets or corporate backing. What they did have was unshakable determination, a genius for innovation, and an audacious goal: to build a machine that was faster, lighter, and more revolutionary than anything the racing world had ever seen. But this story isn't just about a car, it's about the fearless creativity and relentless innovation of a small team daring to challenge the giants of motorsport. Against all odds, Bill Thomas and his crew crafted a machine that burned bright and fast, defying conventions and expectations at every turn. Though its time on the track was fleeting, the Cheetah left a legacy that still sparks the imaginations of car enthusiasts and dreamers alike, proving that sometimes the boldest ideas shine the brightest. Before the Cheetah roared to life, there was Bill Thomas, a man with unshakable ambition and a knack for transforming raw metal into pure speed. Born in California in the 1920s, Thomas grew up tinkering with anything mechanical he could get his hands on. Post-war America was a playground for hot rods and race cars, but Thomas wasn't content to watch from the sidelines. He wanted to push the limits, to innovate, to race, and he had the talent to do it. By the late 1950s, Thomas had become a legend in Southern California's thriving car culture. Known as a master tuner, he had an almost magical touch with Chevrolet engines, especially the iconic small block V8. Racers flocked to him not just for a tune-up, but for a transformation. Thomas wasn't just improving engines. He was unlocking their hidden potential, turning them into powerhouses that dominated the track. To his peers, he was more than a mechanic. He was an artist. But Bill Thomas wasn't content to simply tune other people's creations forever. He had bigger dreams, a car that wasn't just fast, but one that embodied his vision, his name, and his philosophy. This wasn't just about horsepower, it was about rewriting the rules of American motorsport and proving that raw ingenuity could outmatch deep pockets. That moment came in the early 1960s when Chevrolet approached him with a challenge: build a lightweight, high-performance car capable of dethroning Carroll Shelby's Cobra. For Thomas, this wasn't just a project, it was destiny. He didn't just see a rival in the Cobra, he saw an opportunity to create something extraordinary. Where Shelby's beast was brute force on wheels, Thomas imagined a predator, sleek, agile, and unstoppable. With that vision, the seeds of the Bill Thomas Cheetah were planted. Thomas's journey from master tuner to visionary car builder wasn't just a career progression, it was a leap of faith. Little did he know, the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but also moments of brilliance that would cement his legacy. Armed with Chevrolet's backing, Bill Thomas began crafting what would become the Cheetah. But this wasn't going to be just another contender. It had to live up to its fierce name. Sleek, lightweight, and blisteringly fast, the Cheetah would embody the spirit of a predator. To bring this vision to life, Thomas enlisted Don Edmonds, a skilled IndyCar fabricator and driver. Together, they set out not to tweak the rulebook, but to tear it up entirely and rewrite it. The Cheetah's design philosophy was daringly simple: strip away everything unnecessary and maximize power. Unlike the Cobra's traditional tubular frame, the Cheetah was built around its drivetrain, with the engine pushed so far back that the driver practically straddled the rear axle. This radical weight distribution promised jaw-dropping acceleration and razor-sharp handling, or so it seemed on paper. The body of the Cheetah was nothing short of revolutionary. Crafted from lightweight fiberglass, it was both stunning and functional. Its aggressive lines, dominated by a sweeping hood and a compact rear deck, gave it an unmistakable presence. Even at a standstill, the car seemed to crouch like a predator ready to pounce. Its curvaceous, animalistic form wasn't just for show, it was designed for speed, slicing through the air with unmatched aerodynamics. This wasn't just a car, it was rolling art. Beneath that striking exterior lay its true power. Chevrolet's small block V8 engine, tuned to unleash up to 520 horsepower. The marriage of minimal weight and brute force made the Cheetah a rocket on wheels, theoretically capable of exceeding 200 miles per hour, a feat that put it in a league of its own in the 1960s. Few cars dared to dream of such speeds, and even fewer could match its raw potential. Building the Cheetah wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a battle against constraints. With a small team and an even smaller budget, Thomas had to get creative. Parts were scavenged from existing Chevrolet models, with Corvette suspension components repurposed to fit the Cheetah's unique frame. Every decision was a balancing act between performance and practicality, with each piece pulling double duty to save weight and cut costs. The result? A car that was equal parts innovation and improvisation, a true testament to the resourcefulness of Thomas and his team. By 1963, the first Cheetah prototype rolled out of the workshop, a machine that looked like it belonged more in a sci-fi movie than on a racetrack. Raw, aggressive, and built for blistering speed, the Cheetah turned heads before it even fired up its engine. But building a masterpiece is one thing. Proving it could dominate the track was a challenge of a whole new magnitude. As Thomas and his team prepared for its debut, they weren't just unveiling a car. They were putting their dreams and reputations on the line. The racing world was buzzing with excitement as the Bill Thomas Cheetah made its long-awaited debut. With its jaw-dropping design and mind-blowing power-to-weight ratio, it was hailed as a worthy rival to Carroll Shelby's Cobra. On paper, the Cheetah had everything it needed to dominate, but racing isn't one on paper. When the Cheetah roared onto the track, it delivered flashes of brilliance that hinted at its immense potential. Its feather-light chassis and radical engine placement gave it blistering straight-line speed, often leaving competitors in the dust. In the hands of drivers like Jerry Titus and Alan Grant, the Cheetah not only beat Cobras in smaller events, but also turned heads with lap times that felt almost futuristic. Yet the same daring features that made the Cheetah extraordinary also made it unpredictable. Its extreme weight distribution created razor-thin margins for error, with the rear end threatening to break loose at high speeds. The gorgeous fiberglass body, while aerodynamic, lacked the structural rigidity needed for intense racing. And the interior? It turned into a furnace mid-race, forcing drivers to endure unbearable heat, a flaw that made the Cheetah as challenging to tame as it was to race. By the mid-1960s, the cracks in the Cheetah's armor were becoming impossible to ignore. For all its raw speed and innovative design, the car's flaws, paired with mounting regulatory hurdles and financial struggles, began to weigh heavily on the project. The dream of dethroning the Cobra on the international stage was slipping further out of reach. Then came the devastating blow. In 1965, a fire tore through Bill Thomas's workshop in Anaheim, reducing equipment and critical parts to ashes. With no insurance to recover the losses and Chevrolet shifting its focus to the Corvette Stingray, the writing was officially on the wall. The Cheetah, a car that had promised to redefine racing, was forced into an early retirement. Its production halted after fewer than 20 models were built. Just like that, a project brimming with potential met a premature and heartbreaking end. But as production came to an end, the Cheetah's story was far from finished. Its rarity, radical design, and connection to one of motorsport's boldest dreamers turned it into an icon of American car culture. Collectors and enthusiasts sought out surviving models, and the few that remained became prized treasures, often fetching astronomical sums at auctions. The the Cheetah's influence also extended beyond the track. Its innovative engineering inspired future generations of car builders who saw it as a symbol of creativity and daring. Even today, replicas and continuation models keep the Cheetah's spirit alive, a testament to its enduring appeal. More than just a car, the Cheetah represents an idea that with enough vision, passion, and courage, even a small team can dream big and create something extraordinary. It's a story of resilience where failure wasn't the end, but a stepping stone to immortality. As we look back, the Cheetah stands as a reminder of the golden age of American motorsport, a time when the track was a proving ground for both man and machine. And at the heart of it all was Bill Thomas, a man who dared to believe that ingenuity could trump convention, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire dreamers and innovators today. The Bill Thomas Cheetah was more than just a car. It was a bold declaration of what could be achieved with imagination and audacity. Born in a small workshop in Anaheim, it was the product of a visionary mind that refused to accept limitations. Bill Thomas and his team may not have had the resources of Detroit's giants, but what they lacked in funding, they made up for with ingenuity and determination. Though its racing career was brief and its production numbers small, the Cheetah's legacy roars on. It lives in the hearts of car enthusiasts, in the curves of modern supercars that owe a debt to its daring design, and in the passion of those who continue to preserve and celebrate it. Every surviving Cheetah and every replica that rolls out of a workshop carries with it the spirit of a bygone era, an era when racing was raw, innovation was bold, and the possibilities felt endless. Bill Thomas didn't just build a car. He created a legend. The Cheetah reminds us that greatness isn't measured by victories or production numbers, but by the impact a dream can have. It's a story of resilience, of taking risks, and of pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So the next time you see a sleek, powerful car speeding down the highway or dominating the track, think of the Cheetah. Think of Bill Thomas and his team who dared to challenge the giants and left an indelible mark on the world of motorsport. Because sometimes the brightest stars burn the quickest, but their light is never forgotten. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history and legacy of the Bill Thomas Cheetah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this story with fellow car lovers. And let us know in the comments, what do you think was the Cheetah's greatest contribution to American car culture? We'd love to hear your thoughts.